Super excited, day 2 here on the Launch series. We're looking at the Launch5 from Kershaw and Emerson, collaboration, USA made. The laws in my state have recently changed, state of Colorado. On the August 9th, they were lifted from the auto ban, which is awesome. Now still follow all your state laws and make sure that you got the right blade lengths and all the right, you're following the rules. Really excited for this, and today we're going to be looking at the Launch5. Yesterday we looked at the Launch1, and this Launch5, definitely a different style, different grind angles, handle ergonomics, so that it's totally a different knife with basically the same action. So really looking forward to it, and we'll discuss as well why were the Kershaw Launch series the first series of auto knives I went out and purchased. So we're going to discuss that as well throughout this video. So let's go ahead, jump to it, and see what Kershaw Emerson are producing with the Launch5. All right, are you ready for the Action Jackson? This auto knife, that means you push the button and it just launches out. Totally fun to do, and you can definitely see the strength that this thing offers. It jerks my whole hand. It's definitely got a little bit of a faster launch than my Speed Safe open assisted Kershaw, so I don't know if they're using the same spring system or not in there, but whatever they're doing, it's snappier than what I experience on most of my assisted Speed Safe Kershaws that exist out there. And so obviously righties, you're going to be able to push that plunge lock button. Now it's interesting, this one is not red, this one is red. So I don't know why that was the case. I don't know if that was like something Emerson requested to kind of keep it low profile. I don't know what the whole deal is with that, but just something to consider. The button is just going to be slightly a hair above the aluminum there, and then that plunge lock, very simple system. You just move that little pin out of the way, and then you'll be able to close it. You push it and it snaps open. Great large stop bar back there. Really dig that a lot. And again, if you're a lefty, no problem. You're just going to use your index finger instead of your thumb. Boom, going to whip open every time. So love it. This is what makes it fun, exciting, and now easily accessible in several states that already have been allowing these for years. And now here in the state of Colorado, we were able to rock these guys as long as we follow our other state laws. So super exciting. And I appreciate the senators that helped to bring this to light and get this through and signed. So really appreciate those who are committed to freedom, just giving us opportunities, to enjoy the tools that help our lives go and just really enjoy that. So I want to thank our freedom-loving senators for getting this passed and our governor for signing it. All right, the slicing part of the blade. Very classic, super classic. I mean, we're looking at a saber grind, clip point, great belly here, very strong tip, and just a really good performer for the general task. Whatever you may try and put this through, it's going to do a great job. Again, I like that it's a full flat, or excuse me, a saber grind over like a hollow grind, so it's going to give it a little extra strength. You can see here, compared to the Launch1 that we did yesterday, and again, links in the description below, the tip on the Launch1 is slightly thinner, which means it'll obviously be a better slicer, more precise, but it won't be as strong. This one will be a little bit stronger because of the tip. Love that acid wash or whatever they're doing is just fantastic on the coating. Totally digging that. Great relief edge. It's going to be 0.12 or an eighth of an inch thick back here, tapered down, slower than on the Launch1. And it is a smaller, again, just going to the Launch1, a smaller amount of belly. So this is definitely going to out-slice it, but that doesn't mean that this can't slice. It just means that it's compared to what we were looking at yesterday, it just won't do quite as well, but it will do slightly better with the stronger like tip tasks that you may need. So there's just things to consider depending on what you're looking for in your knives, but great performance overall with just a very, again, you can't go wrong, classic design. Now I want to talk to you about the CPM 154 steel. Different than 154 CM, you're going to get better edge retention out of it, and we had a burr on the Launch1, which has the exact same steel. I tuned that up super easy, so great field steel. You can easily sharpen it up with like a ceramic rod, diamond stones. You're not going to take hours trying to tune this thing up, and it did come with a great relief edge on it, and then a very easy, you can put it on a coffee mug and tune this thing up, but it's going to hold great retention and better retention than you would have seen on 154 CM. It's just just treated different. It's just going to hold its edge a little bit better compared to those. I wouldn't say maybe quite on par with S30V, similar to S30V steel. Definitely a step up over 154CM though, because you're getting the CPM crucible steel, you know, and the CPM part of it versus the 154CM. So just take that into consideration as well. But guys, great performer, 3.5 inches overall length, and just definitely an awesome addition to an auto collection. And I'm super stoked to rock it on a regular basis. It's going to give me a lot of performance. All right, let's talk price on this bad boy. You can just see, I just love doing that. I mean, just all day. I picked these both up, the Launch 1 and the Launch 5, over at Blade HQ. Those guys are awesome. Picked up lots of products through them over the years. And I bought this guy for $105. The Launch 1, again, was $95 is what we paid for this guy, and right around the $100 price point. Now this one is going to be a little bit more, I think, obviously just to help, you know, there's two designers, if you will. There's Kershaw making it, Emerson designing it, so you're paying that extra 10 bucks probably just for the Emerson name and their design that they came up with. But you know, it's really just, you got to pick your flavor, pick your poison. There's a little bit different more attention to detail, cutting those wings into the sides, you know, so I mean, you could justify it that way if you want to, but otherwise they're basically the same knife, and they're going to run you right around the $100 price point. And so we'll have links over to Blade HQ. Those guys are awesome. Check them out. I love ordering through them. They're always really good, not only with return policy, but also with getting the products out to you really quick. Awesome guys over there at Blade HQ. All right, let's take a look here at the handle. Now, there's all kinds of handle color combinations. This is the gray on gray that I decided to go with. Just really classy. Love it a lot. Now, these are aluminum handle scales, and this is going to come in at 4.1 ounces. So nice and lightweight compared to a lot of other 3.5-inch autos that are out there. Some of them are pushing 5-6 ounces. This one, because it's no liners, nice flow-through construction there. A little bit of the cutouts. You have your little lanyard loop through that you can run your lanyards through. I mean, this thing is feels way lighter than it should for the size and capability of the knife. Now, this little wing cutout here, you can totally see that looks like a wing. Love that. It's going to give you a little bit of traction. The main thing that you're going to notice compared to any of the other Launch in the Launch series is that it has this massive finger notch right here for your index finger or for your pinky if you're holding it in a reverse grip. Goes in right there, and then the nice thumb ramp with not aggressive jimping. The jimping is not sharp. It's nice and has good transitions on it. I mean, I am locked into place compared to the Launch 1, which does not offer anywhere near the amount of grip, if you will, that this is going to offer to me. Now, this is 5.1 inches overall length as well. That's just because of these kind of corners. They go out pretty far, and it's not going to take up any extra real estate in your pocket, and especially with the thickness of 0.48, so under half an inch, the lightweightness, I mean, it's great. I mean, you're really locked into place in every grip. One of the better grips on a knife, particularly when you're going to be bearing down on it, heavy use, hard use in comparison to most on the market. Now, the one thing I will point out is that the transitions aren't as abrupt on the Launch 1. It's a little bit more contoured. This one is kind of abrupt. It's just flat on the sides and then rounded transitions. Now, they're not sharp or anything like that, but it's just flat. It's a little more blocky, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Again, that more military tactical feel to it. This one is much more contoured on the sides. Now, this doesn't create any hot spots, but this one you'll just notice kind of wraps around your hand a little bit more. There's like this angle, then there's this transition, and then there's the flats. So there's like 3 transitions versus just the 2, from here to the rounded part to the next flat portion. So just take that in consideration when you are deciding on this knife. Nothing bad with the ergonomics, but it's a little more blocky than, say, some in the Launch series that would be a little bit more contoured. Pocket clip is the same on the Launch 1 that we saw yesterday. You're going to see it like on the Skyline. It's a pretty high ride. You know, it's actually about the same as on the Launch 1. You're going to get about an inch sticking out of your pocket. Now, it's blacked out, gray handle, depending on the color combinations you go with on the handles. It's not horribly sticking out, but I always prefer loop over designs. So it's going to definitely do the job. It's not going to thrash your pocket because of the aluminum on metal, the metal clip. And that type of thing, going to give good resistance, though, to keep it in place. Totally ambidextrous as well for righties and lefties. So it's a very decent pocket clip. Again, I always prefer loop over, and I'll be banging that drum until companies start doing that on the majority of their products. So I want to share with you guys why I picked these knives. you know, looking at autos, knowing that the laws are changing and saying, hey, well, what auto knives that are out there that still fulfill all the other, you know, rules and regulations that my state has, what's out there, you know. And they're basically some budget line ones. You know, Boker has the AK-47 model, which is really interesting. I'm sure I'll pick one up eventually. I think I've done a manual one way back in the day, but you know, that there was that budget, you know, AUS-8 and all that. And then there's, you know, like Benchmade's, and there's some other, you know, and then it goes up from there, Microtechs and all that. They're well into the $200-300 range. I didn't want to do that for my first auto. I wanted something that was USA made, good quality, but wasn't going to break the bank, and obviously that had designs that connected with me. The Launch series really connected with me on a visual level, on the steel they were choosing, on the weight that they were using, and it had all the features that I was looking for. So that's why I went with the Launch series. So if you're in the same boat as I am, I think the Launch series is a really good series to look at, and they have a few other ones that you could check out to see which one's going to work best for your systems. Now, between these two, have had great experience with both, love them both, but they're definitely, in my mind, different knives. For me, for my daily in and out, going to the office, you know, stuff around the house, going out to dinner, I think it's the Launch 1 is my favorite. You know, it's black on black. Not that you can't get that with other colors, you know, with the other models, but it's just got a sleek feel to it. Huge belly, huge belly, and just really like the ergonomics on it. Now, if I was looking for something that I was maybe going to be doing a lot harder use tasks with, you know, maybe I'm law enforcement, something like that, or, you know, just going to bear down a lot more on my knife, and I really want the extra grip that the Launch 5 offers, then that's the one that I would use for more of the heavy duty outdoor, you know, just all those things, just a lot more tough, durable, you know, is the feeling that I have with the Launch 5. So hopefully that, guys, kind of helps you out when you're deciding between all the models that are out there in the Launch series. So there you have it. I enjoy this knife a lot. Definitely on the more tactical feel. Obviously, that coming from the Emerson name, you know, they always bring the tactical feel to their products, and is going to give you really good grip for whatever you may need in your pocket knife designs, and particularly with that auto feature. Again, just awesome how Kershaw has produced this. I think this is some of the best knives Kershaw has produced in a long time. It would be great for the rest of you that don't have access to auto knives because of the laws in your state, for Kershaw, I think, just to come out with a plunge lock system and then just figure out a way that they can just tweak these slightly, maybe finger flippers. Don't even make them open assisted, just make them manual, you know, put maybe the KVT system on there. I think would be awesome for the rest of you to get great knives that just don't have the auto feature because you're not allowed to keep rocking those in your state. But for us, super pumped about it, and you'll definitely be seeing more autos in the future here at the channel. So thank you so much for coming over today, checking out the channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video, answer any questions that you guys have in the comments below. Check us out on all the relevant social media as well. That's a great way to see what's up and coming. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.